The world seems like it loses just a little bit more humanity every day. So this case is from a mass shooting that just happened 3 or 4 days ago, and it includes a man from Texas that goes completely nuclear and kills 5 people that were all considered to be his neighbors. Among the tragedies was a young boy, an 18-year-old, and 3 women. They were all victims in this case. So let's get into the news story that gives a little more detail as to what exactly happened. Francisco Oropeza was charged with 5 counts of capital murder in May after allegedly shooting the victims to death and then hiding from law enforcement for nearly 4 days before being caught. On Friday, April 28th, around 11:30 p.m., San Jacinto County deputies got a call about a harassment incident at a home on Walter Drive in the Trails End subdivision. Investigators said that Oropeza was shooting guns on his property when he was confronted by neighbors who asked him to stop shooting because they had a young child who was trying to sleep. One of those neighbors, Wilson Garcia, called the police after Oropeza refused to stop. He goes on to say that he told us he was on his property and that he could do what he wanted. 20 minutes later, Oropeza allegedly began his deadly rampage. The next thing they know, he's walking up the driveway with a rifle in his hands. Now, Wilson Garcia says, "I told my wife to get inside. This man has a loaded weapon." Garcia's wife responds to him and says, "No, you go inside because he won't fire at me. I'm a woman." Now, Garcia's wife was Sonia Guzman, and she was at the front door and the first to die. The home on Walter Drive had 15 people inside, several of them friends who had been there to join Garcia's wife on a church retreat. Oropeza seemed intent on killing everyone, Garcia said. Oropeza was able to escape after killing 5 of the 15 people inside of the house. The victims' names are in the article, and I will read them. Daniel Enrique Lazo, age 9 years old. Jonathan Soceres, age 18. Diana Velasquez, age 21. Sonia Guzman, age 28. And Abdulia Molina, age 31. It says that an FBI tip led to the arrest of Oropeza after he was on the run for nearly 4 days. They said that he was arrested without incident at his aunt's home on Summer Hollow Drive, which is about 20 minutes away from where the shooting took place. He was caught hiding in a closet underneath some laundry. Now, 2 other people have been arrested and charged in connection with this case, including Oropeza's wife. She was accused of giving him food and clothes and also arranging a ride to the house where he was eventually arrested. The other person that was arrested was a friend of his who was also being charged with helping him hide from police. Now, according to Oropeza's defense team, the details of what happened on the night of the shooting are, quote, probably not going to prove to be accurate. They said that Oropeza was an extremely well-liked person and neighbor, and that he helped almost everyone that lived around him, including the family next door that he is accused of killing. Some of the statements that were taken afterwards says that anyone in the neighborhood who needed electrical work, trade work, Francisco always made himself available. We're learning a lot more every day about that evening. The initial story about them asking him not to shoot his gun in the backyard because a baby was sleeping is probably not going to prove to be accurate. And this is coming from his defense attorney. Now, he has several attorneys. Another one of his attorneys, Lisa Andrews, explained further that they think the events of that evening were not as simple as initially reported. She goes on to say that nothing is ever quite that simple. She said that I think we can use our common sense and know that as a reason is not really going to be accurate. They go on to say that the relationship between the victims and Oropeza started to go downhill when the victim's dogs got into Oropeza's yard. They said that dogs killed his wife's sheep. He said there was another incident where the dogs go out again and killed his client's chicken. So there's a lot going on in this case, but whatever comes of it, this is extremely sad. You hear about these moments where people go off the deep end and completely lose it, and from the outside looking in, you wonder what it is that makes a person just snap like this. You know, the report said that he wanted to kill everyone in the house, so that's 15 lives that he wanted to take, and he got a third of the job done before he eventually ran. And you know, this makes you think about the gun laws that we have. And I won't get too political with this, but I will say that I think everyone who is capable and mentally stable should own a firearm in order to protect themselves and their family, because this is what can potentially happen if you don't.